Alrighty, I haven't done a video for a while, so figured I'd do one. This one's going to be about you don't get it till you get it. Now, along my path, you figure out a lot of things. All of these things are intellectual figuring outs. And you go, oh yeah, I get that. Or, oh yeah, I get that. But then you get to a point where the intellectual knowings can only take you so far. There's a glass ceiling to it. And you come across some of these advanced concepts and you go, yeah, I get that. And until you actually get it, until you have a real full-blown knowing where every aspect of every angle just comes in, full-blown knowing, you realise that you haven't actually gotten shit, and many of the things you thought you got were actually just intellectual knowings, but they weren't real full-blown knowings. I'm at the stage now where I'm getting these full knowings, and I'm realising that most of the concepts that are relevant to this path I've not really gotten at all. I've only grasped on an intellectual level, and that can only take you so far. Like, you can know about any subject, really, but to fully know the subject takes something else. You have to experience it fully in Soka before you can fully grasp the concept. Take energy programming, for example. You can think about what you're doing and you can make a program, sure, but to know how to energy program, that's something completely different. And that's something that only the Soka can show you. You can't speculate on it, and you can't intellectually think about the subject. That goes for any other subject. Intellectual thinking will only take you so far, but you'll hit the glass ceiling eventually, or the bottleneck, and you either got to push through it, or you'll be stuck there forever. Doesn't matter how much things you get intellectually, if you keep piling the crap on, you won't move forward, because as I said, it is a glass ceiling. So how do you overcome this? Well, one way is to make the brain the back-end processor, as Endel says, and let the Soka lead it around. Put the horse before the cart, not the other way around. I found this to be pretty effective, and I know it's worked for others as well. Although each person's different, and you might have to figure out what makes it work for you. But this takes me to another subject about your path in general, and this is an observation I've made when I look back at my path as a whole, and it's always in incremental steps. Well, I started out with the most base conspiracy theories there are, David Icke stuff, and at the time I thought, wow, this is good knowledge, like this is really cool. Where does this knowledge come from, and why is this even such a thing? And of course I got engrossed in all that conspiracy theory stuff, but eventually I found more information which made that conspiracy theory stuff defunct, and made it look like obvious fakery. But then I found more information which made that look fakery, and so on and so on. And I kept finding more and more information which disproved the previous information. And when I look back at it, the Soka was showing me all this information to begin with. I was getting pushed to discover this information. But why didn't it just push me to find the big league stuff right away? Why did it push me to find all this low level, obviously false, but still more real than the complete fake illusory matrix world, if that makes sense? And the reason is that it couldn't just show me the Soka, couldn't just show me all this shit up front. Like, here we go, here it is, here's the greater reality, because I would have certainly thrown it out and balked at it or whatever, completely disbelieved it. So it had to show it to me in incremental steps and build it up to me. Even though the majority of the information showed to me on the beginning of my path was false, it still had to build me up to where I am now. And the intellectual knowledge that you get now and what you get knowings on is no different. It's just steps to a more real perspective of reality. So what you get now and what you intellectually get is not actually the reality of things. It's just a stepping stone to the real knowing of the real reality. And as I said, this stepping stone will get up to a glass ceiling of intellectual knowings, and then after that you've got to push through it, and it's unknown territory from there on out. You've got to trust yourself and see where you go with it. There's little material left on this planet that can guide you once you get to this point. Once you get there, you're, for all intents and purposes, on your own, and you can go wherever you want. All the years you've been on your path has culminated to this point. It's basically up to you to decide what you want to do with it. So I thought I'd put this out there. I hope it makes sense and I didn't just ramble on. And until next time.